I just happened to be reading. She's a child, not a choice. Wonderful title. Um, yeah, it's about trying to make you come to a clearer decision not to get rid of your baby, not to have an abortion. So that's the topic. But the title, She's a Child and Not a Choice, is so beautiful. And I got to thinking and saying, oh, well, at the moment of a heated, passionate, I guess, so-called love affair, just plain old sex, you can really smartly have the choice right then and there. And then there wouldn't be any complications of making a decision with another choice down along the dark, black road that we follow every day. It can make it easier. You know, there's a thing, don't add one more day to your worries, because you'll have enough worries to handle when that day comes. Don't worry about the tomorrow. Just think of today. That day will come soon enough, and you'll have enough to worry about when it gets there. We don't think like that. No kidding. I'm not saying anything that we already haven't made so many vast mistakes about, which we have. Because we always like to add more things to our days, including the day that we live in the present 24 hours. That's who we are. But we can think a little bit more clear. We could think a little bit more logical and reason with ourselves. And Jesus, I mean, you could say, wait a minute, is this the choice that I really want? Do I really want to make love to this man? Do I want to have sex with this man? Do I want a love affair with this man? Or whatever the reason may be, I'll take my risks, I'll take my dangers, whatever. He knows how to pull out, as they say. He knows, whatever the case may be. We're talking pure truth here about the choices in life are very difficult. The main choice in life is choosing life over death. And that's the individual, which is you, the breath inside of you. The breath inside of you that keeps the rhythm of your soul going. You have chosen life over death. That's you as an individual. But as far as making other choices in life that come on down the highway, those choices need to have logic and reason to them, not just a heated moment. And then the heated moment turns into, well, you've got another choice, and that's your choice, and that's your right, and then you end up aborting the baby. You have to understand, you have to understand. These are your choices. They're nobody else's, and nobody's taking them away from you either. Nobody ultimately is taking the choices away from you. They're not. They're yours. Make them. Make them. But all I know is that I'm evaluating my choices these days. Not only because I'm 62 and claiming to the fame of being wiser, not only because of that, because of the very fact of how I looked back at my past. And man, I tell you, I was spared beyond belief. When I sit here and ask God to bless me and bless my socks off and just beyond my wildest imagination, guess what? He already did. when I didn't even know Him, when I didn't even know the knowledge of God, the supernatural. I just thought I escaped it and got lucky. Well, I guess a little luck there once in a while, but let me tell you something, point blank. I got blessed beyond anybody's imagination. That I did not have to make that choice. Whether to have it, whether to get rid of it, or whether to kill it. Amazing. But all I do know is that my other superficial life, which I led, which was quite a life of drinking and promiscuous affairs and gambling and you name it, 7 deadlies. Well, guess what? They were all really based around loneliness. Ultimately, lonely. I have come to the conclusion that the center core of the facts and the evidence thereof 24 years later, which I'm evaluating, was basically out of loneliness. Nancy Lee Kelly Productions. Choices are a tough one, but I know that I have chosen life over death, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. I wouldn't have to ever worry about that anymore. Thank God for that one. Of what choice would I make? All said and done. That's another huge blessing. I can't begin to tell you how blessed I am. Beyond anybody's human imagination. And I thank God. Nancy Lee Kelly Productions. Just a word of wisdom, knowledge and understanding of oneself and one's beautiful breath of information.